Hi YouTube, Car Welcher here. Back after what seems like forever. It's definitely been a long winter without some videos, and I apologize for that. Hopefully going to be back getting you some more content here soon. Today we are just doing a little quick tabletop review of the ThorFire PF01. This flashlight was sent out to me by EDC, I think is how you pronounce it, but ThorFire, to take a look at for you guys. So I thought I'd go ahead and do a quick run through and do a little bit of a comparative summary, because there's definitely quite a few flashlights in this price bracket, and also in form factor. So thought I'd share some information on it. This does have really good reviews on Amazon. Overall, really positive reviews. Most places I've seen. Definitely a few issues some of the reviewers have mentioned are some concerns about O-ring sealing and things like that. I have a few concerns of my own, but we'll address those as we go into it. So let's go ahead and open this up. Now I have already opened this up. I went ahead and put a battery in it. It didn't come with one. Assembled it. It comes with an extra O-ring, which is always nice. A little information, booklet, the manual here. Not too much in the way of super useful information in here. It is a little bit of English, as we tend to like to call it, and some of the stuff in here, but you know, overall nothing terrible. I mean, as a flashlight, you don't need to be rocket science to figure out how to use it. So take a look at it. This flashlight is a 1 AAA cell flashlight. It does have a CREE XP-E2 LED, which is a pretty competitive emitter for this category. This flashlight runs under $20. $20 if you buy it on Amazon with no coupon codes. I know there's usually a lot of promos going on it, so you could definitely get it for a little bit less. Once again, I do thank ThorFire for sending this one out for me to take a look at for you guys. This is a reverse tail clicky with 3 modes. The high mode is 100 lumens. The low mode, I think they said somewhere it's a half a lumen. It's definitely moonlight mode. You can actually see a little bit of PWM noise in the signal there on my camera, so that's interesting to take a note of. I do like that it starts in low and cycles through to high. It's pretty easy to cycle with a half click. Tail clicky feels solid. It's nice and recessed, nice and durable. I don't expect any of the problems with the rubber that I had with some of the other flashlights that have tail clickies in the AAA category. This the clip theoretically is removable. It's a little bit hard to take off. I haven't actually done it. Let's see if we can get it here. There it comes. Not too bad. It is removable and reversible, which is, if you've watched some of my other videos, you know is definitely a feature that I like. It allows you to use it somewhat of a headlamp. I got a hat here. The hat's covered in cat hair. I apologize. But you can clip it on the bill of a hat and use it as a headlamp. So that's kind of a neat feature. Definitely something I like to see in a AAA flashlight. It has a strike bezel for, I guess, self-defense and for looks. I personally don't think I'd be using a flashlight for that nature, but if you had to, it might be nice. I have read that this is a glass lens that is not anti-reflective coating, so there's a little bit of loss of efficiency there, but it does have a nice orange peel reflector. It seems to throw a pretty good beam. It's certainly not as focused as something like my Streamlight MicroStream, but we'll talk about that here in a second. This flashlight is really easy to take apart. It's very modular. It does take a standard AAA, so I have kind of like a little cheapie in there right now just for sakes of review, but it is a brand new battery, so nice and fresh at least. You can see the O-ring there. The threads are extremely good quality, especially for kind of a budget production light. On both sides, you can see the nose does come off here too. So it does come apart real easily. You can completely take it apart, and I imagine there's probably some interchangeability with some of their other models. So definitely interesting. Definitely a good design from that standpoint. So positive side, 100 lumens is pretty standard for a 1 AAA light. However, the size on this one is probably my biggest concern. My AAA lights are designed in my systems to be carried on my person, usually in my Leatherman sheath. and this flashlight's definitely too big for that. However, it does come to hand very nicely, especially if you have fairly large hands. Certainly a good flashlight for that. But if you compare it to Streamlight MicroStream, which is already a pretty big AAA light, you can see is still significantly bigger. And then if you roll in two other ones, this is the new Phoenix LD02, which I'm going to be doing a separate review on, which is also a reverse tail clicky, or at least a rear tail clicky. You can see it's smaller than both. And then the ThorFire TI3, which is my current everyday carry and current favorite, it is even smaller. Now, to be fair, this is a twisty, so you can't expect quite the same size out of it. So let's take a look at and compare it to the competition. This flashlight, we'll go ahead and put it on its high mode. Should blow the MicroStream out of the water. The MicroStream is one mode at 38 lumens, and you can see the beam is a lot more intense on the MicroStream, at least in the focal point, but as you go back, it starts to diffuse a little bit. You can definitely see the loss of lumens. So the PF01 has a lot broader throw, which is probably good because the MicroStream's a little bit too spotty, even though I do like that. I like that it's really throwy. This one has a pretty good throw, but a pretty wide beam as well. Definitely a lot more diffuse than the MicroStream, but definitely brighter. Let's do a quick comparison here. MicroStream's one mode. There is the Firefly mode. There is the medium mode, which I assume to be about 30 lumens based on that comparison there. And then the high mode, which should be 100 lumens. Phoenix LD02. This is a brand new light from Phoenix. Just picked this guy up a little while ago. It's currently an REI exclusive, which is kind of a bummer. The other bummer is that the tail clip is not reversible. But it is a rear clicky, and it is a one AAA light, so it definitely bears comparison here. So if we go on both of these are 3-mode flashlights. There's the turbo or high on the Phoenix, and there's the high on the PF01. Theoretically, these should be both around 100 lumens. I believe this one may be 100. The Phoenix may be 120. I'll have to look up that exact spec and I'll note it for you. But so if we start on the low mode, it's actually a little bit easier to switch modes on the PF01 because of the arrangement. Low, medium, high. Come on, there we go. All right, there's high together. Now the LD01 or LD02, excuse me, has a lot more diffuse beam. So if we get them both on high, you can see that the PF02 over here compared to the LD02, you got a lot more throw here and a lot more spot over here, which could be argued that the diffuse wider throw is better for EDC, but I tend to like throwy lights, so it does a pretty good job there. Last flashlight on the table. This is my current favorite. This is the ThorFire TI3. Definitely be doing a separate review on this light as well. This is my current EDC light, and it's basically, since I ordered, it's definitely been my favorite. Also comes in right at about $20. Also has a peak lumen output of about 120, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check that as well. It is also a 3-mode. However, it is a twisty. So again, we can do a little bit of comparison here. We'll put the PF02 on its low setting. Let's go ahead. It's actually hard to see the Firefly mode on the TI3 at all, so we can barely see it there. So if we go to our medium mode here, there's a medium. See a lot more diffuse beam, a lot more spot here, so definitely holding up well. Going to turbo or high. Definitely a lot spottier beam, but you can see that the beam holds up pretty well and the TI3s are going out. I find that the TI3 has a pretty good mix of, and you saw the strobe mode there, the TI3 actually has a couple secret modes like the strobe. So the TI3 has a lot more floody beam, but it still has adequate throw. It also does have the reversible pocket clip like the Streamlight MicroStream, and of course the PF01. So that's definitely a feature I like. That's one of the biggest downsides to the LD02 for me. So overall, you can see it compares pretty well. The biggest downside to me is going to go ahead and be the size. That's definitely a little bit too big of a light for me as far as a AAA is concerned. I find that to be my only real serious issue with it. It'll be interesting to see how the quality holds up. I definitely will let you guys know. if anything arises. I don't expect anything, but all the reviews have been very positive, so, and overall it feels like a very quality light, so I wouldn't expect any problems, but I'll always keep you guys up to date if anything changes as far as that's concerned. One last thing I did want to test here, I do have the same generic, I think Rayovac Fusions. They were just on sale in there, and that's a fresh one just for this comparison. So what I'd like to go ahead and do is put an Energizer Ultimate Lithium in there to see if it makes any difference brightness wise. Also want to make sure that the circuitry on the light can handle it, because that's been a concern in the past for me on these lights. These batteries are pretty hot, and if the circuitry doesn't regulate properly, it can be damaged. So let's go ahead. I thought I'd give this a try on camera in case it did damage the emitter or the circuitry. That way, yeah, I had a flashlight to still show you. So low, medium, high, definitely no problem there. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it set for a minute. And I forgot to mention the TI3 does have a lithium, ultimate lithium in it too. So a little bit of an unfair comparison from that perspective, but now you can see them, you can see both of them on their high settings with the ultimate lithium in them. So as we zoom out, you can kind of see the throw difference there. The PF1 does have a nice spotty beam, which is really nice. It's not quite as throwy as the MicroStream, but it still has good throw. Emitter's not even warm, so it can definitely handle the lithium cells, which is good. I would expect that. I didn't really have any reason to doubt it, but I have had problems with that on occasion, so it's always a little bit of a worry when I first put those batteries in a light. So anyway, definitely a just fine value. Seems to be good quality. The form factor is the biggest stumbling point for me, but overall it seems like it compares pretty well, and as long as you don't mind the larger size, this could be an excellent choice for you. So this was the ThorFire PF01. Once again, I'd like to thank ThorFire for sending this out, and I thought I'd give you guys the best comparison I could, just to show that it's not just about them sending me lights. I always give an honest review. So if you have any questions, definitely put them in the comments down there. I'd be happy to answer them, and I'll certainly be back with more content for you guys a lot sooner than it has been coming. So I appreciate all my subscribers. Definitely like, share, and subscribe if you deem necessary or deem fitting, and I appreciate your viewership. So thank you, folks. Have a nice day.